Hey everybody, episode number 10 just happened, so let's talk about it. Well, if episode 10 happened and I'm making this reflection, what does that say? I made it to Final Four. We made some big moves, very upsetting moves yesterday. So we started off doing a challenge, and it was this ball challenge. It was like we were blindfolded and we had to hit all these balls out of our section. Dane ended up winning that with only scoring 1 point. Hayden was in my section with me the whole time, so thanks Hayden, shout out. So after that tribal council, we ended up voting out Logan because we thought he might be one of the bigger threats for that night with my alliance going forward. Next, we voted out Dane after a memory game. That was a huge thing. Voting out Dane was very upsetting. I would consider him a friend, and that was one of the harder ones to say goodbye to, definitely, for sure. We saw it as an opportunity to get out one of the stronger players. He had a great game, great strategy, won a lot. So as much as it sucked to write down his name, we knew that we had to get him then because we might have not had the opportunity later. So we voted him out, very upsetting. Then we ended up voting out Hayden with a Y, which was also very sad because he was also original Gibbon and he's a super sweet kid. That one, we ended up voting him out after it was like this challenge, is like this thing. First of all, we got an advantage, so Jack won the advantage. I'm pretty sure it was Jack who won the advantage. You know who didn't win the advantage? Me. I was in dead last. And during that game, it was like we had to go in these tents and pick out an answer that was right and get it checked. This one said about the previous season winners, and it said who's in the forecast to win. I thought it was initials. There's 3 different options that you could choose from, and they were 3 letters, initials. And I was like, oh my gosh, well mine's the only one that makes sense. It said HEG as one of the answers. My name is Hope Elizabeth Garavaglia. I thought that meant I was in the forecast one. I thought maybe it was people saying that in exit interviews. I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm running over with my answer. And I was like, Danielle was already announced that she won that challenge. Good for her. That's my girl. She did that. She did her thing. But I come running over and I'm like, I'll count this as a win for me. And they're like, Hope, that's the wrong answer. And I was like, this doesn't stand for Hope Elizabeth Garavaglia. And the answer was TBD, to be determined. Oh, my bad. Sorry to be self-centered. But anyways, after that challenge, Danielle had immunity. Love that for her. Love it. We ended up voting out Hayden then, like I said. We got to the final challenge of the night. This is where I was starting to get a little scared. This is where I was voted out last year, blindsided. So it was down to 5 of us left, me, Jack, Danielle, and Connor. And we got to the final thing and I'm shaking up my boots. I was voted out at 5th last year. So we played this challenge and it was where we had to run and get these cups and we had to stack them every which way on top of each other and rotate it. There's 13 cups. Everybody knows I'm not the fastest person. I lose my breath easily. It is what it is. Connor started off fast. He was running, sprinting. His cups fell. I just kind of was taking it cup by cup. Everybody started falling and mine did not fall. And I was just oh my gosh, I was down to my last cup then. And I was holy moly. Because I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. My cup was no perfect tower. Kind of looked like the Leaning Tower of Pisa at some points. But I got to the last cup. I took a deep breath, not towards the cup because I was oh my god, they might fall. So I stacked it. I had to stand for 5 seconds. It did. The joy I felt in that moment, was no other. I was oh my gosh. Because, I was not I won the last immunity necklace of the season, and that honestly, it felt amazing. It felt great to know that I was guaranteed a spot in the Final Four, considering I was voted out at 5th last year, and I was just so happy that I earned it and I was able to advance forward to the Final Four. So I'm super stoked for next week.
What's up? It's episode 10. Gave you a little breakdown on what happened. I was a little surprised, but understood why we were inside in the ballroom and not in the Quest Woods because it was pretty cold. But I knew that was going to affect my game plan big time for the episode, so I had to be smart. And unfortunately, I didn't win any challenges. Challenges were not in my favor for this episode. But luckily for me, my alliances, we stayed pretty strong with each other. I was pretty happy about that. And we stayed strong. We had a plan going in. Didn't execute fully how I wanted it to, but things shake and bake.
A little shake, a little tingle. A little shake, a little tingle.
So we'll go with that. And then, that was pretty much all episode 10, the recap. So I'm excited about the Final Four and excited for the final episode.
All right, let's talk about episode 10. Obviously, since I'm making this video, I made it to the final four, which is a crazy feeling. Love that. But it was a rough night because everyone at this point, I mean, a good number of the people I was like pretty close with, especially Dane. That was Dane and Hayden, OG Gibbon. That was really tough to vote them out. But that being said, the challenges are pretty fun. I didn't win any immunities. I had an advantage for one of them, but Danielle was the one that ended up winning it, which I think she deserved given all of her research and effort she put into that. Definitely well deserved. The other challenges, I liked the, I guess you can call it like hungry hippos, or what is that what it was? Just throwing the balls in different directions. That was kind of fun. And then that last one, the one that Hope won, I didn't feel too confident about that, but it's okay. The only thing that really matters is that I made it to the end. I didn't expect it, but here I am. I'm really looking forward to the finale and participating in that last challenge, see if I do get to the 3. Yeah, I'm feeling great about it.
So I made it through episode 10. I am in the final 4. I could not be more ecstatic about that.
Please, Pete, I need this. My mom is kind of homeless.
As far as episode 10 went, walking in there, we saw the first setup, and I was talking to, I think it was maybe like Logan and Connor, and I was like just joking around. I was like, oh, it looks like we're like gonna play like Hungry Hippos or something. And then of course they announced that the first challenge is Hungry Monkey, and you know, we started laughing, and I was like, oh my god, I called it. You know, we did that. Love the Family Feud portion of the episode, and then there was the Legacy challenge that occurred right after that, and that is the first challenge that I won my immunity in. And oh my god, after I won that, I was just so elated. Like I was paying attention the whole season. I did my research. I knew what the answers were before I was even like going in the tents that I had to get my Uno cards, and you know, just absolutely loved it gameplay like wise. As far as like the votes go, none of them were easy at all. We first voted out Logan. After that, we got out Dane. Then we got out Hayden. And then last, we got out Scott. And then that ended up with myself, Connor, Hope, and Jack as the final 4.